Hey y'all, I'm the YvetteRene, and I have something to say. Okay, so I don't have to tell y'all, it's been a hot minute. I have been so crazy busy in the past couple weeks, it is not even funny. So, since I have so much to tell you about, let's get started. Okay, so let's see. Let's start with a couple weeks ago. I took Smudgie to the vet. I don't know how much I have shared with you guys before today, and in fact, I don't think I even have, but I don't remember because I've been talking about it quite a lot. He has let's back up a little bit. In October, whenever we moved here to Colorado, I had noticed that he had a slight pigmentation in his left eye. And I had a picture. When you would zoom in on it, you could see it. And I thought, we'll keep an eye on it. So we did. And a few months later, I want to say this was probably about a month and a half ago, Jim says, "Did you notice that mark on Smudgie's eye?" And I said, "Well, yeah." I said, "But I didn't notice it had gotten any worse." And so I took a look at his eye again, took a picture, and sure enough, it had gotten a little bit bigger. Plus, there was another spot there now. So, we were worried. I called the vet. Well, actually, I went online. I found a vet that was near places that I shop, and they had good reviews. So I thought, well, okay, I'll take him there, and we'll see what's going on. So I made an appointment, and I'm trying to remember. It was a couple of weeks ago now, just before I went to EQ8 Academy. I took him on that Monday, and they looked at his eye and said that it's one of two things. He could either have, I think they called it melanosis, which is, it's not cancerous. It's benign. That's the word I'm looking for. Or it could be melanoma, which is cancerous. However, there's no way for them to tell what it is unless they take his eye out and have it examined, and then we'll know whether it's cancer or not. Okay, so, right away, I kind of thought that we would go ahead and have his eye removed because, I don't know, I guess I was kind of thinking better safe than sorry. And Jim and I have talked about it. And for now, we are going to wait and see. We're going to keep an eye on it. And it seems so weird to be saying keep an eye on it. We're going to keep an eye on his eye to see if it gets worse or what might happen. Mainly because, we have 3 other cats that I need to take to the vet as well. And I'd rather get that all done so that they have all of their checkups, and then we can see, is it getting worse? I don't know if this sort of thing gets better. I do know that he said that it could be that it's benign now, and then it could turn cancerous. All of these things could be a possibility. I mean, we just don't know. And I can guarantee you that I'm terrified. I don't want to lose Smudgie. We haven't had him that long. So we're just going to kind of wait and see, kind of get the other kids taken care of. And if you have had any experience with this, maybe you can let me know down below. It doesn't seem to me like it will eventually be a good outcome. So right now I just don't know what to do. And so we're going to kind of wait a little bit. So that was one thing that's happened. Another thing that's happened is the EQ8 Academy. So I did go and attend that. That was in Perrysburg, Ohio. And I went for 3 days. So I think I thought that I was going to get something different out of it. The exact thing that I thought I was going to get out of it, I did not get out of it. However, I have to say, I had, first of all, a really good time. Met a lot of really nice ladies, and one gentleman that I remember being at EQ8 Academy. Actually, it's EQ Academy. EQ8 is the version of the software. I always just say that. I don't know. So I did learn quite a lot too. It's like one of those things where you've had a program for a really long time. I think I've had it for, I have to at least have had it at least 4 years, okay? And I've used it quite a bit because I use it to design my blocks and quilts. And of course, you always know that there's more you can learn. So I just kept my mind open, definitely learned lots of new ways to do things. I learned new techniques of things. There were some things in the program that I have seen, but I didn't know what they were for, and just have never taken the time to try to figure out what all of those things were for. So really cool stuff that I learned at the EQ Academy. If you own EQ8, and you'd like to learn more about how the program works, I highly recommend it, especially if you bought the program and then never really delved into it. You're going to learn a whole lot of stuff. Really, really. And everybody's so knowledgeable. They give away so many really great things. It's nice and relaxed, and I think you would really enjoy it. If you need more information, or if you'd like more information, you can email me, and I promise I'll get around to it. I may not answer you right away, but I will, if you have any questions, I'll definitely do that. And if I can't answer a question, then I'll refer you to someone at Electric Quilt who can help you. They are very, very nice there. Okay, so what else can I tell you about? While I was at EQ Academy, I get this message from Jim. Was this when it was? Hold on. Y'all, I'm telling you, so much has happened since I last came on here and talked to you guys about what was going on. I don't even remember. I went to Ohio. I came back. Oh, no, this is exactly what happened. Okay, so I can't believe that was only a week ago or 2 weeks ago. It feels like it was a month ago. It feels like it's been forever. So while I was in Ohio, I did spend a couple days at my brother-in-law's house and his wife. We had a great time. Sam, his wife, took me to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and I had a great time. I had never been there before. I would love to go again. I thought that it was going to be just, I could just run right through and see everything. And we did see everything, but I can tell you that I could probably spend a whole lot more time there. I could probably spend a whole lot more time reading everything about, I just am so interested in music and all, just, if you're in Cleveland, you have to go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You just have to go. If you are at all interested in music and how everything just, you have to go. And you can spend the entire day there. I'm not kidding. So while I was there, that's when Jim gave me a call and he says, hey, I saw this, I got this email, and there's a quilt show of some kind in Loveland, Colorado. So my first question was, well, where's Loveland? And found out it was about an hour, maybe a little bit more than an hour north of us. And so I opened it up. I went to the site, and there was a space that was talking about vendors, and he says, well, you should see if you can be a vendor there. And I said, Jim, it's in a week. I'm sure that they have all the vendors they need. And even if they don't, they're not going to want somebody like now. So I sent an email to I don't even remember what the company is that does it. I think I know that it's involved with Stitch Fest. And this was the first year that they were putting Yarn Fest and Stitch Fest together, and they were calling it Maker Festivals. The Maker Festivals. So I sent an email, and I got an email like right back that said, hey, we actually have a couple of booths that are available, and they're both corner booths, which are highly desirable. And so I said, okay, great. He showed me which ones were available, and I decided to take the one that was right across from the Janome dealer. So I thought, well, at least I'll be close to one of the quilting vendors. Because when I was looking at the list of vendors, there really weren't that many quilters there. And I thought, well, I don't know if this is going to be a good thing or a bad thing, but, I'd really like to get my name out there, and let's do it. So I started planning everything. While I was still in Ohio, I started ordering all sorts of things. Like I ordered a banner with TheYvetteRene Creations on it. I started creating like rack cards, brochures, ordering more business cards and magnet business cards. I tried to order like as many of my patterns as I could to be printed so that I could try to sell some patterns, or so just different things like that. So once I got home, then I had less than a week, and I thought, the thing is, I'm not going to really be able to have a whole lot to bring to the table, but I made these big posters that were talking about the retreats that I have available, Piecing It Real, which I'm always very excited to welcome new people into Piecing It Real. And I, told people that I have a shop. I don't have a whole ton of stuff, but I like to have things on hand for foundation paper piecers. And so I got my booth all set up. I thought it looked pretty good, actually, and I will make sure that I'm showing you guys some of the pictures here so that you can see. So it was Thursday, Friday, Saturday, as in like today is Sunday that I'm recording this. So yesterday was the last day of the vending event. So the Maker Festivals event. And I was exhausted. I was so tired. It went from 10 to 6 on Thursday and Friday, and from 10 to 4 on Saturday. And so, so here's how it went. There were not that many quilters there, which, if I dwelled on that, you could say, oh, I'm kind of disappointed in that. But actually, the people that I did meet were wonderful. The people who were quilters were very welcoming, came over, said hello. Even the people who, a lot of the people who didn't quilt would come over and have conversations with me. They wanted to know more about foundation paper piecing. How does it work? Oh my goodness, that's so interesting that you sew the fabric straight onto your paper and all. So it was actually a really lovely, lovely time. In fact, I've already signed up for another quilt festival of sorts, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that. That one is going to be I think it's in Longmont. I'm going to have to double check on that, but it's with the, is it called Quilt Affair? Y'all, let me get back to you because I literally just heard about it yesterday, and I'm signing up for it. It's with the Colorado Quilting Council, and I'm hoping that will help me out a lot too. So while I was at the festival, like I said, met a lot of people. I got a lot of people who were interested in joining Piecing It Real. There were a few people who signed up. I did also choose one person per page of a newsletter sign-up sheet, and those people received 1 free month of Piecing It Real so they could come in and check it out, see if it was something that they liked. And I'm excited about that. Very excited, like I said, always to welcome new people into Piecing It Real. It is a wonderful community, and we just love spending time with each other. So I'm going to have the link down below if you want to check out Piecing It Real and see more about it and see if it's something that you would like to do. I also talked to a lot of people about the retreats that I have coming up. So just to recap, we have, I keep saying we, it's just me. I have a retreat that's coming up in Boulder, Colorado. That is in June. It's June 23rd to the 26th. It's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, checking out on Monday. And I also have a retreat in Copper Mountain, Colorado. That one is going to be at this lovely resort, and it is going to be so much fun. It's up in the mountains. It's going to be nice and cool. So if you like that, it's going to be right in that transition between summer and fall. It's going to be at the end of September. And that one is going to be a whole lot of fun. Both of the retreats are basically all-inclusive. The one that I'm having in Boulder, you will need to get your accommodation apart from paying for the retreat. But we do have a special rate. So if you would like to attend, please don't get your accommodation right away, because I will send you a link so that you can click on that link and get the special rate that we are being offered by the hotel. The other thing is, I've been asked a lot of questions about what all-inclusive means. So honestly, all-inclusive means all-inclusive. You show up with your sewing machine. Some clothes would be nice. Other than that, I am going to provide everything. So if I obviously am going to be teaching some foundation paper piecing. You are not required to do that. If you know that foundation paper piecing is not your thing, it's really okay. Listen, this is your vacation. I want you to have a great time. I will provide the pattern and the fabric for anything that I have planned for the weekend. So we will have one project that is foundation paper piecing, but you can go ahead and use that fabric for something else if you'd like. You don't have to make the project that I am going to be teaching, but you will get everything that everybody else gets. You're going to still get no matter what. So if you bring your sewing machine and you don't plan on doing foundation paper piecing, you can also bring another project that you have that you're working on at home that you want to work on at the retreat, and that's perfectly fine. I always have one other project that I'm working on for all of us at a group that we can hopefully try to finish at the retreat. I like for everyone to go home with at least one project that they have completely finished. So I will always be providing something like that. Other than that, you're going to get a goodie package. You're going to get all the food and snacks, drinks, that everything's going to be covered while you're there. I will definitely make sure that you have plenty of needles, thread. I'll have rotary cutters. I'll have cutting stations that are set up. I'll have at least 2 cutting stations set up for everyone to use. I will have at least 2 pressing stations with the irons provided. I'm going to provide the best press, everything that you're going to need. everything will be provided for you. So I will make sure that everybody has a absolutely lovely time, and I can almost guarantee you that you're going to be going home with a slew of new quilting friends that you're going to want to keep in touch with every day of your life. It's always such a great thing, and I love creating community. It's one of the most satisfying parts about holding a retreat. So that's what I plan to do. Everything is optional, obviously, but I think you're going to want to participate in everything. So it's going to be a lot of fun. The Copper Mountain Resort is one where there'll be double occupancy, but each person will have their own bed, and those two people will share one bathroom. If you want to have the whole room to yourself, you can. It's just an additional fee for that. So you can go to my website and check out all the details about both of those retreats at YvetteReneCreations.com. And you'll see at the top where you can click on quilting retreats, and then it'll take you to the two that are available. Very soon now, in a week or so, I will have a third retreat that I'm going to be putting up, and that retreat will be taking place in Breckenridge, Colorado. Once again, it will be all inclusive. It will include room, board, everything you'll need to sew. So I'm really excited about my new retreats, and I hope you are too. I do have payment plans, so you'll be able to spread out the payments how you wish, and I hope you will consider coming over and joining me for these retreats. So what else was I going to talk about? Oh, and I just want to let you know that I am going to start planning right now for next year's retreats, so that you'll have even more time to create a nice payment plan that will work for you. Okay, what else am I doing? Well, I have lots of sewing projects that I'm going to be working on that you will be seeing in my YouTube feed coming up real soon. I am working on Allison Glass's Trinkets 2023. I am a sponsoring shop for Trinkets 2023. I have some kits that are in my shop if you're interested in checking those out. And I also have her carousel medallion that is coming up pretty soon. I think we're going to start getting ready for that in April, so you'll start getting all of the emails about it. If you just go to AllisonGlass.com, sign up on her website, and you'll see that I am a sponsoring shop for that particular sew-along as well. So she has packages, kits that you can order from her, and this week I'm going to be putting up some kits in my shop as well. And I think that the other sponsoring shops probably have their own links to go and buy kits in their shop. So you can go and check out all of the kits that everyone has available and choose which one you love. I'll tell you that the two that Allison Glass is selling herself are pretty nice. So I think if you go and you check out everybody's kits, you're bound to find one that you're going to love. And that's going to be really, really fun. I'm still working on my, still putting together my Starburst quilt. I am getting my temperature quilt worked on. All of these are going to be updated really soon in my YouTube. I think you're going to be really excited to see the progress that I'm making on those. And I am putting together the latest quilt that I have just put in my shop. It is a quilt pattern that I wrote for my very first project box, and it's called Perpetual Motion. I did tweak the pattern quite a bit so that it's all of the blocks that you're going to be creating will be printed out on one page instead of having to tape them together. And oh my goodness, it's coming together so nice. I've been putting up some social media photos of that so that you could see how that's going to look. My quilt top is almost finished, and I can't wait to share it with you guys. You're gonna love it. It's got Allison Glass fabrics in it, and it's so super cute. Okay, I know I've been talking like for a really long time, but you know it's probably been a couple weeks since I have posted that I had something to say. So I know that probably a lot of you guys think that I have completely forgotten about the Crimson Tate giveaway. And you would be wrong about that. I have not forgotten. In fact, I have the box. Oh, it's heavy. Right here. So let's get it open and take a look. I'm going to try to go kind of quick so that it doesn't, because I know this is a long video. I don't want everyone to get completely bored. Okay, they packed it up real good. There's a lot of tape on here. Let me get this open. Oh my goodness, Crimson Tate. I'm happy, don't get me wrong. I'm happy that it's got such good packaging. But I'm having a hard time getting into this. Okay, hold on. Let me open the scissors and try to cut it because, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, that side has started. How about this side? Okay, I'll put this over here. All right, here we go. All right, I'm gonna put this right here. Okay, right on top, we have a 10-inch squares from Free Spirit. These are all low volume prints, and you can see that they are, look at all, oh my goodness, look at all this. Some of them are fabric with words. It's packaged so nicely, I don't want to like take the whole darn thing out. But let's see. I don't know if they've done like one per. Let me try to move this over. Oh, it's not going to move very easily. He's very mad. He's like, I don't want to do it. All right, which side would be the best? Maybe this is the best. Okay, let me try to do this. All right, so it looks like you get 2 of each one. So there's that. Yep, you're getting 2 of each one. That's nice. Oh, there's only 1 of that one, and then there's 1 of that one. Okay, maybe at the beginning there was 2 because of what it was. But these are like so cute. Oh, I like that. Ooh, very geometric. Nice. Okay, I actually have this on a bolt. I love that. That's a Tim Holtz print. Oh, and that's 2 of that one. Okay, because that's the same one. That's nice. That one, it's kind of like a greenish background. Really, oh my goodness, you guys, if you could feel it. That's like a splatter. Oh, that's like some green plants background. That's really nice. That must be Tim Holtz too. I don't know for sure, but I like that. Oh my goodness, look at that. I just love how it's so different, you know? I like that. I like different sometimes. Sometimes there's a time and a place for very traditional, just white, or even a nice white on white, but sometimes your pattern will just call for something a little bit different. Ooh, the music notes. I like that. Ooh, that must be Tim Holtz. He's got like this distinct look. I think that might be him too, but I could be wrong, y'all. Don't take my word for it. He's got such a distinct look to his fabrics, and I love it. Ooh, that's nice too. There's a couple of those. And look, we've got different colors. I like that. Ooh, yes. Yes, please. I like that. Oh, more music notes. Look at that. That looks like Tim Holtz as well. They're so nice. I like that. Yes. Oh, I like that. It's kind of like a bluish color. And that's the last one. Okay. So that's really nice. And I also picked this up because they had these hook, line, and tinker embroidery kits, and it's a complete kit. You have everything you need to make this little owl pattern. You can look at him kind of sideways if you want. This is called the Saw Wet Owl. Ambitious, beginner friendly. Inside you get a pre-printed unbleached cotton fabric, a 6-inch embroidery hoop, excuse me, embroidery floss, embroidery needle, and instructions. Hook, Line, and Tinker donates 5% of profits to help women and children experiencing homelessness. So this is a really good company, you guys. I wanted to pick up one of these to share with you as well. So I have that. I also I know you guys are gonna think I'm crazy. I got all of these. So this is, let me see if she's got these are fat quarters. It's Anna Marie Horner. It's Anna Marie Horner, and it's look at it. Look how beautiful those are. Any of you guys who are modern quilters, huge fans of modern fabric like me, you're gonna love all the things that I selected here, because these packages are really nice. Let's see, does it say how many fat quarters this is? Looks like it's got a tape over it. Hold on. It has, you know what, by the time I get the tape off of it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. There are 22 fat quarters in here. Okay, and then this is Heather's own collection, right? And I always forget the name of it. Jot. It's Jot. And this one, it's also fat quarters, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's 12 fat quarters. And so you could see it's all of her lined paper, and then this really cute stuff that reminds me of being in school. And, you know, with this many years behind me in school, I can be very nostalgic about it, you know. So this is, oh, I just love Jot. I love Jot. Okay, so I have that. And let's see. Then, try not to let the box fall over. Okay, I have this really cute fat quarter bundle, and it is Carrie Bloomston. I'm not even really sure what the name of the collection is. I'm gonna have to look all that up for you guys, but okay, seriously, like, look how happy all those colors are. I mean, for goodness sakes, somebody pinch me. It is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24 fat quarters. and it's absolutely lovely. Oh, I just love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, now then I have this is Charlie Harper, and it says Think. I know that that's not the whole name of the collection, but there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fat quarters. And there they are. I'll show you that one on the bottom. And then we have, if you're a Charlie Harper fan, you're going to love this little collection. The colors are very different and pretty. And we have, I think that is the little red bird. Or those might be the ships. Oh, do you know what? They're they're birds. They're pink. They can like pick one leg up. It's crazy when you can remember all the details about something, but the word just won't come to you. You know what this is. Anyways, this is so cute. So this is 7 little fat quarters in a bundle. And then this is Anna Marie Horner, and it's fat quarter bundle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7 in this one as well. And I want to say this little fat quarter bundle is all her echinacea. And that is like, that's my favorite print of hers. I love these echinacea prints. So I'll kind of show it to you as best I can. But they're basically all the echinacea plants like this. You can see it through here, and it's just different colorways is all it is. So there's that one, there's this colorway, that one. Oh, so beautiful, just all of them. And I think she keeps coming out with more and more colorways, and they're just, each one is more beautiful than the next. So this is a very good representation of what it looks like, and there's 7 of those in that fat quarter bundle. Now these are all just like things that I had cut for myself. This is Anna Marie Horner, and we got selvage. This is from Love Always Anna Maria. And it might say what the colorway is. Sometimes they'll say that, sometimes they don't. I know that the print is called Locket. I don't remember which exact colorway this is, but so the print is called Locket. And I've always wanted to get it, and I was there and she had it on like a clearance, and so I got a yard of that. And I have to tell you guys, okay, I really was never too much into Charlie Harper. I'm gonna have a sip of coffee here. Because I just didn't get into it. Like, I would really like flamingos. That's it. Flamingos. It came to me finally. I would like the little red birds sometimes, and then other times, I don't know, I don't know what it was. It was also like, Jellybean is playing with paper. It was also sometimes the colorways, because I like really vibrant, bright color. I mean, like if you look at this fabric from Allison Glass that I absolutely love. You guys know me. This is totally me. Oh, that's like the back of the fabric. I don't know what's wrong with me. Here we go. So, you know what I mean? Like, this was always the kind of thing that I was drawn to, like this. And so a lot of times, the Charlie Harper just didn't appeal to me, you know? So I found these few that I actually kind of like, and I love the feel of the fabric. Like, oh my goodness, you guys, it's like silk. It's beautiful. So anyway, I did get some cuts. I got these. Let me open it up so you can see these flamingos. Which way do they go? I really don't know which way they're supposed to go. I think you could probably like do it your own way. So I think it's more like this, and they have them going upside down and right side up. You probably could put them in any way that you like, and it would be just fine. Okay, so I got that cut, and I was like, yay, I'm so proud of myself. I got some Charlie Harper. Because I really want to try to just open my mind a little bit more in this coming year, you know, like just try different things. Okay, so y'all know me and Corey Dantini. So I saw this. I just, okay, so the name of this print is Small Cat Mom. And here's the print. I just love how she draws, and look how the colors on here are put on there with paws. So yes, I had to get some of this. I'm gonna make sure I'm showing you guys some really good representation of this, because I just love Corey Dantini. You guys know this, and it's her hand drawings. I just love her drawing. I just love it. Okay, so I got that. And then I got this colorway of locket as well from Anna Marie Horner. And then this is Corey Dantini from that same line. And the cats are drawn in these really bright, tossed, lovely colors. I mean, you know, you can't go wrong. As far as I'm concerned. Oh, okay, so this is Charlie Harper, and I actually did like this. This is from the Best of Charlie Harper, Volume 2, and I do love this. I really do. I knew I had to have this one. So look at those drawings in there. You guys, almost anyone, look at this. The little koala, look at him. Oh my goodness. I think that's a puffin. I mean, I could be wrong, but look at little puffin. Hello. You could look at it in all kinds of ways, to be honest with you. Look at that guy right there. This looks like a bird with like sunglasses on. I know it's not, but that's the thing that popped into mind first. Look at this little guy right here. Look, a rabbit. A fish. I mean, I just had to have this. I'm drawn to black and white, and I'm drawn to hand drawings, and I'm drawn to, I mean, you know, I don't know. So this one really spoke to me. I really wanted some of that one. This is another Charlie Harper with the, now I can't remember the word again. Flamingos. Oh my goodness. So here's the one where the flamingos make a little heart. I loved this. Had to have some. So I got some. And then I got, this is a print called Happy Cat, Corey Dantini. And you could see all the beautiful colors, of course, all the hand-drawn kitties. I love her flowers. The way she draws her flowers, I just love them. You always know that that's Corey. Oh my goodness. Just so adorable. Okay. And then these are some wovens, and all I can say is they spoke to me, and she had them on clearance. So it was a no-brainer. You know what I mean? It was like, there was no way I was going to not get these. I can't. So the selvage is like, this one is like dark purple. What does it say? It's from Coca. And that's Kokka, just in case you haven't heard of Coca. Okay, I can't really read it, but look at, here's the first one. It is like a black, gray, silver, and light gray mix is how that all comes together right there. So there was this black one, and there was a pink one. And I just, look at that, you guys. Oh my goodness. I just, somebody pinch me, right? And then there was this blue one. Those were the ones, yeah, they're beautiful. They're beautiful. So, I'm almost done, I promise. This is the last little bag in there. Okay, I got this. She's got these things. Let me see if I can remind myself what she calls these. Paint Chip Basics. And it's a color story. There are 10 fat quarters. And this is the one that I picked up. It was my favorite. And I fell in love with this. Yeah, I loved it. There's another little fat quarter bundle. This one is Dear Stella. I think this is called Sweet on You. And here it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 fat quarters. Little strawberries, little candy hearts, and some nice blenders. There's more cupcakes, blenders, heart cherries. I'm not sure what that is. A blender, and what is this one? I think it has words on it, but I'm not sure what they are. Anyways, this cute little bundle right here. And then the last thing that I got in here, I'm going to have to check them out because some of them I can't put on, well, I just won't put on my social media page. This is a patch. And this is a patch. Whatever. This is a patch. It says never give up. A patch that says doing my best. Okay, now these labels are they're luxury woven labels. They are by Kylie and the Machine. As soon as I say Kylie and the Machine, I know that you guys probably know why some of these I can't show you. I will kind of block out the middle. This pack says hand blanking made. So you may like this, you may not. I'm not trying to offend anyone. I really like this kind of thing. This says me made. And I like this equally as much, just to be honest. Handmade. Love that. And this says sewing is the blanking best. I'm trying to hide it. So that I don't want to offend anyone, but seriously, I think it's funny. I like it. So some people like it, some people don't, and that's okay. That's why the world goes around and we all have our own stuff. So anyways, you guys, those are the things that I have here. And I know that I said in that video from a cajillion years ago that I was going to be having some giveaways, and I am going to be having some giveaways. So let me have a think on this. Let me come right back. Okay, guys. So this is what I'm going to do. I am going to create a post over on my Instagram account. And I am going to have a photo of me with a lot of these products so that you'll know that that's the one you're looking for. So basically, picture of me with a bunch of color around her, okay? And then I'm going to have individual pictures in that post of what I'm giving away, okay? And basically the rules are going to be, and I'm going to have them listed in the post, it's going to be, you're going to be subscribed to my Instagram account. You'll subscribe to Crimson Tate's Instagram account. I will link all this so that you'll be able to do it fairly quickly. And then I would like you to tag a friend, at least one friend. Each post should have a different friend listed in the post. So I don't want like one comment with a whole bunch of different people. Each comment would have one friend tagged in it. Each person that tags someone else will be eligible to win one of the prizes. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I am going to be giving them away randomly. So I will put in each picture a number. And so when I contact you and let you know what you won, it's going to be by number. I will say, you won prize number 3. Okay, so whichever one it is, and then you can go back and you can see what that is. Now, when I contact you, I'm going to contact you through the Instagram private messaging service, and I will give you 3 days to get back to me. May seem quite short, but if you're watching this video, keep in mind that I'm putting this up now, and by Wednesday, I want to have given everything away. You will contact me by replying to that direct message and giving me your home address so that I can ship it to you. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. Thank you so much for watching my entire video, and I'm so excited to start getting back in contact with all of you guys after these crazy couple of weeks, and I'm going to start sewing like a mad woman. I'm so excited to get back to my sewing machine, get a whole bunch of stuff finished, and share it with you guys. So keep in touch, make sure that you're subscribed, and I'll talk to you soon. Mwah.